Welcome back to LF Tribute. Today we honor celebrities who have recently passed away. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. It means the world to us. Let's begin. Tom George, a British actor known for his distinctive presence in television, film, and theater, died at the age of 87, leaving behind a long and deeply respected career in the performing arts. Born in Liverpool, England, he grew up with a genuine passion for acting that led him to train at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, one of the most prestigious institutions in the world for aspiring performers, before stepping onto the professional stage in the mid-1960s and beginning a journey that would span more than 6 remarkable decades. Over the years that followed, he became a familiar and trusted face on British television, appearing in acclaimed series such as The Bill, Brookside, and Emmerdale, where his strong and believable character portrayals earned him genuine admiration from audiences across the country. Alongside his television work, he built a solid and enduring reputation in theater and film, showcasing impressive versatility across a wide range of roles and genres, proving consistently that he was an actor of real depth and commitment. His performances always reflected authenticity and a quiet professionalism that made him one of the most reliable and respected figures in British entertainment over many decades. Beyond his on-screen achievements, those who worked alongside him remembered a generous and encouraging colleague who brought care and seriousness to every project he was part of. When news of his passing in 2026 spread among colleagues, fans, and the wider entertainment community, the tributes were heartfelt and immediate, with many remembering a dedicated and gifted artist whose legacy endures through decades of memorable performances and whose lasting contribution to British drama will never be forgotten. Eric Overme, an American television writer, producer, and playwright known for shaping some of the most compelling and intelligent modern dramas ever made, died at the age of 73, leaving behind a creative legacy that genuinely helped redefine the art and ambition of storytelling on the small screen. Born in Boulder, Colorado, he developed an early and deep passion for writing and theater, later studying at Reed College, where his distinctive and thoughtful voice as a dramatist began to take real and confident form. His career gained tremendous momentum in television, where he contributed to groundbreaking series such as Homicide: Life on the Street, The Wire, and Treme, earning widespread and lasting praise for his layered characters, intelligent choices, and razor-sharp, realistic dialogue that always felt drawn directly from lived experience. Overme's work consistently explored the full complexity of social systems, urban life, and human behavior, blending journalistic precision with genuine, emotional insight in a way that very few writers of his generation could match. His ability to give voice to characters living on the margins of society, portraying them with dignity and full humanity, set him apart as one of the truly important creative figures in the history of American television. Beyond the screen, he remained deeply and sincerely connected to the theater throughout his entire life, writing plays that reflected his nuanced and compassionate perspective on society and the human condition. When news of his passing in 2026 spread throughout the entertainment world, colleagues and audiences mourned with genuine depth, remembering a writer whose extraordinary and lasting influence helped elevate television into a genuinely powerful and respected art form that changed how stories could be told. Mike Clampet, an American politician and dedicated public servant known for his committed role in the North Carolina House of Representatives, died at the age of 73, bringing to Mike a close a life deeply and genuinely rooted in community service and local leadership. Born and raised in North Carolina, he spent a significant portion of his early life working directly on the front lines of emergency services, serving as a paramedic and first responder in his community, experiences that gave him a powerful and deeply personal understanding of the real needs and daily challenges faced by ordinary working people. It was this understanding that would later define his entire approach to political life and public service. His transition into politics came when he was elected to represent his district in the state legislature, where he focused with consistent determination on issues such as rural development, public safety, emergency preparedness, and meaningful, practical support for working families who often felt overlooked by government. Known throughout his community for his honest approach, his plain-spoken manner, and his genuine personal connection to the people he served, He built a strong and lasting reputation as a dedicated representative who truly cared about the everyday challenges faced by his constituents. When news of his passing in 2026 spread through the communities he had served for so many years, colleagues, fellow legislators, and ordinary residents expressed heartfelt sorrow and deep appreciation, reflecting on a legacy defined by authentic service, personal resilience, genuine compassion, and a lasting positive impact on local governance and the lives of the people he devoted his career to helping. John Alford, a British actor and singer best known for his popular television work and genuine pop music success, died at the age of 53, leaving behind a life that moved through early fame, personal struggle, and quiet rebuilding in ways that many people found deeply human and relatable. Born in London, he rose to considerable prominence during the 1990s with his memorable role as Robbie Wright in the hugely popular British youth drama Grange Hill, where his natural charisma and expressive talent quickly made him a familiar and beloved face to audiences across the United Kingdom. Alongside his acting work, he pursued a parallel music career and achieved real chart success with his heartfelt rendition of Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, demonstrating a genuine versatility as a performer that surprised and impressed many who had previously only known him from television. However, his personal journey took a painful and very public difficult turn when serious legal troubles interrupted his career at what had seemed its most promising point, forcing him into a long and challenging period of reflection, personal change, and rebuilding that took him far away from the entertainment world he had known. In his later years, away from the cameras and the public attention, he focused quietly and determinedly on reconstructing his life on more grounded and private terms, finding meaning and stability in a simpler existence. When news of his passing in 2026 spread among fans and former colleagues, many reflected with genuine sorrow and compassion on a deeply human story, remembering a real talent whose life ultimately spoke powerfully and honestly about resilience, personal growth, and the enduring and important value of second chances. Judy Pace, an American actress and genuinely pioneering television performer, died at the age of 82, leaving behind a career that quietly but powerfully transformed the landscape of opportunities available to Black actresses in mainstream American media. Born in Los Angeles, California, she entered the entertainment world during the 1960s, a time when representation on screen was severely and unjustly limited, and when the barriers facing African American performers were both very real and extremely formidable in every corner of the industry. Yet her undeniable talent, fierce personal determination, and compelling screen presence helped her break through those barriers and secure regular roles on American television, making her one of the very first African American women to appear consistently and prominently in dramatic series. An achievement that was genuinely groundbreaking and historically significant. She gained wide and lasting recognition through her memorable and nuanced performances in shows like Peyton Place and The Young Lawyers, where her elegance, intelligence, emotional depth, and quiet authority set her apart and left a strong, lasting impression on audiences and industry professionals throughout the country. Over the years that followed, she continued to work steadily and purposefully in both film and television, building a respected and meaningful presence in an industry that had not always made space for performers who looked like her. Her persistence and professionalism in the face of those obstacles was itself a form of quiet and powerful activism. When news of her passing in 2026 spread, many reflected with deep sadness and sincere gratitude on a legacy defined by quiet perseverance, genuine cultural courage, and an enduring contribution to diversity in American entertainment that continues to inspire generations of performers. Lorraine Bailey, an acclaimed Australian actress of television, film, and theater, died at the age of 89, leaving behind a rich and deeply cherished legacy in the performing arts that spanned more than 6 remarkable decades of dedicated and celebrated work. Born in New South Wales, she discovered her passion for acting at an early age and began her professional career in the 1950s, during the formative years of Australian television when the industry was still finding its voice and establishing its identity. She became widely known and genuinely loved for her warm and memorable role as Grace Sullivan in the beloved and long-running series The Sullivans, a performance that resonated deeply with viewers for years and showcased the remarkable emotional depth and natural warmth that defined her entire career. She continued her screen success with prominent leading roles in productions such as Carson's Law, where her commanding presence and natural authority further cemented her well-deserved reputation as one of Australia's finest and most admired performers. Beyond the screen, she dedicated herself wholeheartedly to the theater throughout her career, appearing in numerous stage productions over many decades and demonstrating a genuine and enduring commitment to live performance that inspired all who were fortunate enough to work alongside her. She was remembered by colleagues not only for her exceptional talent, but also for her generosity, her professionalism, and her deep and abiding love of the craft of acting. When news of her passing in 2026 spread throughout the Australian entertainment community and beyond, the tributes were immediate and deeply heartfelt, with many mourning the loss of a gifted actress whose unforgettable performances and lasting influence on Australian storytelling will continue to be celebrated for many generations to come. Jaime Lee Curtis was born on November 22, 1958 in Los Angeles, California, into a family already deeply and famously embedded in the world of Hollywood. Her parents were actors Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh, both major and celebrated figures in classic American cinema. And growing up in that extraordinary environment exposed her to fame, performance, and the complex realities of the entertainment industry from a very early age. Her childhood, however, was not without its difficulties. Her parents' divorce and the pressures of living in the public eye created genuine emotional challenges that shaped her character and her resilience in lasting ways that would influence everything she later became. She briefly studied law before deciding with clarity and conviction to pursue acting, a decision that would soon place her at the center of one of the most iconic horror films ever made. Her breakthrough came in 1978 when she starred as Laurie Strode in John Carpenter's Halloween, establishing her immediately as a leading figure in the horror genre and earning her the enduring title of Scream Queen. The film became a cultural phenomenon, and Laurie Strode became one of the most recognizable characters in cinema history. The success of Halloween opened significant doors, but it also created certain expectations as she became closely associated with suspense and horror in the minds of producers and audiences alike. She continued working in films like The Fog and Prom Night, building a strong reputation for physical intensity and authenticity in performance. But Jaime Lee Curtis had far broader ambitions than any single genre could contain, and she actively and determinedly sought opportunities to prove her full range as an actress. During the 1980s, she made a highly successful transition into comedy and drama, appearing in Trading Places alongside Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, and A Fish Called Wanda opposite John Cleese and Kevin Kline, performances that showcased a natural and infectious comic timing that genuinely surprised many who had only ever seen her in horror films. This shift was the result of deliberate and intelligent career choices made by an actress who simply refused to be defined by a single role or genre. As her career progressed through the late 1980s and into the 1990s, she was also quietly experiencing a significant personal struggle that would define one of the most important and honest chapters of her life. Early in her adult years, she underwent cosmetic surgery, and the painkillers prescribed during her recovery gradually led to a dependency on opioids that quietly and painfully grew into a full addiction over the years that followed. For a long time, she hid the struggle from almost everyone around her, maintaining the appearance of a functioning and successful professional, while privately fighting a battle that consumed enormous amounts of her emotional energy and personal resources every single day. In 1999, after years of secrecy and silent struggle, Jaime Lee Curtis became sober, a turning point she has since described as one of the most transformative and important achievements of her entire life. What was truly remarkable about her recovery was not simply that she achieved sobriety, but that she chose to speak about it openly, honestly, and without shame in a culture that often stigmatizes addiction, particularly when it involves prescription drugs. She began sharing her story publicly, discussing her years of dependency and her ongoing commitment to sobriety with a candor and personal courage that resonated deeply with millions of people across the world who were either struggling themselves or watching someone they loved go through the same painful experience. Her willingness to speak honestly about addiction helped shift the public conversation in meaningful and lasting ways, contributing to greater awareness and understanding of the prescription drug crisis affecting families across America and beyond. What many people do not fully know about Jaime Lee Curtis is just how deeply and personally she invested in rebuilding her sense of self during her years of recovery. It was not simply about stopping the use of painkillers. It was about examining, honestly, the emotional patterns, the fears, and the deep-rooted insecurities that had allowed the addiction to take hold in the first place. She worked with therapists, leaned on close friends and trusted loved ones, and committed herself to a daily practice of self-awareness and personal accountability that gradually and profoundly transformed not only her relationship with substances, but her entire understanding of who she truly was and what she genuinely valued in life. The process was neither quick nor easy. Recovery demanded from her a level of honesty that she had not previously been willing or able to offer, even to herself. And from an industry and a public that placed so much value on image and perfection made it feel impossible to admit that she was struggling. Breaking through that shame was the real beginning of her recovery, not just from opioids, but from the version of herself that had believed she needed to be perfect in order to be worthy. She spoke openly and consistently about the fact that her addiction had for many years been completely invisible to the public. Prescription drug dependency wore a professional mask that made it easy to hide behind a busy schedule and a confident smile. Unlike other forms of addiction that might be more visibly apparent, opioid dependency could be quietly maintained for years while a person continued to function professionally, continued to show up on set, continued to give interviews and attend events, all while suffering alone behind closed doors. She highlighted the reality that addiction does not discriminate, that it can reach into any life regardless of wealth or success, and that seeking help is an act of genuine strength rather than weakness. Her advocacy became a genuinely important and central part of her public identity, and she became one of the most credible and compassionate voices speaking on issues of mental health and addiction recovery in the entertainment world. She maintained her sobriety for more than 2 decades, marking milestone after milestone with quiet pride and continued openness. She spoke regularly and sincerely about the daily nature of recovery, about the critical importance of community and personal accountability, and about the reality that staying sober is not a destination one arrives at permanently, but an ongoing, daily practice that requires honesty, consistent support, and real effort every single day without exception. Her acting career continued to evolve through the 1990s and 2000s with major successes including True Lies alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and Freaky Friday alongside Lindsay Lohan, the latter warmly and successfully introducing her to an entirely new generation of younger audiences. She also became a beloved and successful author of children's books, writing stories that explored themes of self-esteem, family, emotional intelligence, and the acceptance of difference, reflecting her genuine and heartfelt interest in connecting with people beyond the world of performance alone. In her later years, she experienced a remarkable and deeply satisfying resurgence in critical attention and recognition, particularly through her powerful return to the Halloween franchise, in which she reprised the role of Laurie Strode with a depth, maturity, and raw emotional power that far surpassed anything she had done with the character earlier in her career. Those later performances were informed directly by her own survival, her own recovery, and her own hard-won personal understanding of trauma and resilience. And that deep authenticity gave them an emotional weight that connected profoundly and immediately with audiences around the world. Her career then reached an extraordinary and long overdue peak when she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her unforgettable performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once. A joyful, chaotic, and deeply humane film in which she delivered a performance of remarkable range, warmth, and unexpected emotional depth. The recognition came decades after her initial breakthrough, and it felt to many observers like a celebration not only of a single extraordinary performance, but of an entire lifetime of work, survival, reinvention, and authentic commitment to the craft and to the audience. She accepted the award with her characteristic warmth, humor, and genuine emotion that had always made her so beloved. Beyond her professional life, Jaime Lee Curtis built a life of genuine meaning and personal stability. Her marriage to actor and director Christopher Guest has been one of the most enduring and quietly celebrated partnerships in Hollywood, providing her with the emotional grounding and personal security that supported her through every challenge. Together, they adopted 2 children, and her role as a mother became one of the most fulfilling and central aspects of her identity, a source of daily purpose, connection, and joy that no professional achievement could replace or replicate. She became increasingly and vocally committed in her later years to challenging Hollywood's unrealistic expectations about how women should look and behave as they grow older. She rejected cosmetic procedures, spoke honestly and with great personal courage about her own past experiences with surgery and its painful consequences, and became a widely respected advocate for authenticity, self-acceptance, and a more honest and compassionate conversation about aging in the public eye. Her message resonated deeply and widely, offering genuine reassurance and perspective to millions of women who had spent years feeling the same pressures she herself had once felt and succumbed to. Jaime Lee Curtis's life represents one of the most genuinely compelling and inspiring stories in the history of American entertainment. A story of extraordinary talent recognized early and tested repeatedly, of deeply personal struggles faced with honesty and overcome with real courage, of reinvention pursued without apology, and of a public platform used generously and responsibly to help and encourage others. She came from Hollywood royalty, but she built her own legacy entirely on her own terms. Through her work, her honesty, her survival, and her unwavering and lifelong commitment to being exactly and completely herself. That is all for today on LF Tribute. Thank you so much for watching and for joining us in honoring the memory of these remarkable individuals. Please give this video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a tribute. Until next time, take care of yourselves and of each other.